Why European trucks have up to 800 horsepower and US trucks don't. Have you ever wondered why European trucks have up to 800 horsepower while US trucks typically have around 600? There are a number of reasons for this, and it's a fascinating topic to explore. So in this video, we'll take a closer look at the reasons why European trucks have more horsepower, and we'll also discuss the pros and cons of this. By the end, you'll have a better understanding of this interesting topic, and you'll be able to decide for yourself whether or not you think European trucks are better than US trucks. The main difference in horsepower between European and US trucks is due to a number of factors, including regulations. European regulations for trucks are more stringent than US regulations in a number of areas, including emissions, fuel efficiency, and safety. These stricter regulations have led to the development of more powerful engines, as manufacturers need to find ways to meet the performance requirements without sacrificing fuel economy. One of the most important regulations affecting truck horsepower is the Euro 6 emission standard. This standard was introduced in 2014 and is the strictest emission standard in the world. To meet the requirements of Euro 6, truck manufacturers have had to develop engines that are more efficient and produce fewer emissions. This has led to the development of engines with more horsepower, as manufacturers need to find ways to compensate for the loss of power due to the emissions controls. Another important regulation affecting truck horsepower is the EU's Fuel Efficiency Directive. This directive requires truck manufacturers to reduce the fuel consumption of their vehicles by 15% by 2025. To meet this requirement, manufacturers are again turning to more powerful engines. This is because more powerful engines can often be more fuel efficient than smaller engines, especially at high speeds. Finally, European regulations for truck safety also play a role in the development of more powerful engines. These regulations require trucks to be equipped with a number of safety features such as anti-lock brakes and electronic stability control. These features can add weight to the truck, which can reduce fuel economy. To compensate for this, manufacturers need to use more powerful engines. Overall, the stricter regulations in Europe have led to the development of more powerful truck engines. These engines are more efficient and produce fewer emissions while still meeting the performance requirements of European regulations. As a result, European trucks tend to have more horsepower than US trucks. Now, road conditions. The road conditions in Europe are generally more mountainous than in the US. This means that trucks need more power to climb hills. In addition, European roads are often narrower and more winding than US roads. This means European trucks need to be more maneuverable, which requires smaller engines. To meet the demands of these different road conditions, European truck manufacturers have developed engines that are both powerful and maneuverable. These engines typically have more horsepower than US truck engines, but they're also smaller and lighter. This allows European trucks to be more agile and efficient on winding roads while still having the power to climb hills. For example, the Volvo FH is a popular European truck that is available with up to 750 horsepower. This engine is powerful enough to climb steep hills, but it's also small and lightweight, which makes the truck more maneuverable. In contrast, the Peterbilt 389 is a popular US truck that is available with up to 605 horsepower. This engine's still powerful, but it's not as powerful as the Volvo FH engine. The Peterbilt 389 is also larger and heavier than the Volvo FH, which makes it less maneuverable. The road conditions in Europe have led to the development of more powerful and maneuverable truck engines, and these engines are essential for European trucks to operate safely and efficiently in the challenging road conditions. Now let's talk about cargo. The cargo that European trucks typically carry is lighter than the cargo that US trucks typically carry. That is because European countries are smaller and have a denser population, so there is less need to transport goods over long distances. As a result, European trucks do not need as much power as US trucks to move their loads. This allows European truck manufacturers to use smaller and more efficient engines. For instance, the typical load weight of a European truck is around 20 tons. In contrast, the typical load weight of a US truck is around 30 tons. This means that European trucks need about 30% less power than US trucks to move their loads. In addition, European trucks are often used to transport goods that are more sensitive to weight, such as food and pharmaceuticals. This implies that they must be more fuel efficient, which is possible by using smaller and more effective engines. The lighter cargo that European trucks typically carry allows European truck manufacturers to use smaller and more efficient engines. This contributes to the difference in horsepower between European and US trucks. Now for design. The design of European and US trucks also contributes to the difference in horsepower. The European trucks typically have cabover designs, which means that the driver's cab is located above the engine. This allows for a more aerodynamic design, which improves fuel economy. U.S. trucks, on the other hand, typically have conventional designs, with the driver's cab located behind the engine. This design allows for more space in the cab, but it also results in a less aerodynamic design. The cabover design is more aerodynamic because it reduces the frontal area of the truck. The frontal area is the area of the truck that faces the wind, and it's a major factor in determining the drag force of the truck. The drag force is the force that opposes the motion of the truck, and it's proportional to the frontal area. The conventional design has a larger frontal area than the cabover design, which means that it has more drag, and this results in lower fuel economy for conventional trucks. The cabover design allows for a shorter wheelbase. The wheelbase is the distance between the front and rear axles of the truck. A shorter wheelbase makes the truck more maneuverable, which is important for European trucks that often travel through narrow streets and congested cities. The conventional design has a longer wheelbase than the cabover design, which makes the truck less maneuverable. This is not as important for U.S. trucks, which typically travel on wider roads. The design of European and U.S. trucks contributes to the difference in horsepower. European trucks are more aerodynamic and have a shorter wheelbase, which makes them more fuel efficient and maneuverable. U.S. trucks have larger cabs and longer wheelbases, which give them more space and comfort for the driver. Now, fuel efficiency. Fuel efficiency is the measure of how much fuel a vehicle uses to travel a certain distance. It is important for trucks because it can save money on fuel costs and reduce emissions. There are a number of factors that affect the fuel efficiency of a truck, including engine size. Smaller engines are generally more fuel efficient than larger ones. This is because they have less mass to move, which requires less energy. Engine technology. More advanced engine technology, such as turbocharging and direct injection, can improve fuel efficiency. Transmission. A good transmission can help improve fuel efficiency by matching the engine to the road speed. Aerodynamics. A truck's aerodynamics can also affect its fuel efficiency. A more aerodynamic design can reduce drag force, which requires less power to overcome. And driving style. The way a truck is driven can also affect its fuel efficiency. Speeding and braking frequently can reduce fuel efficiency. European trucks tend to be more fuel efficient than U.S. trucks for a number of reasons. Engine size. European trucks typically have smaller engines than U.S. trucks, and this is because the lighter cargo that European trucks typically carry does not require as much power. Engine technology. European truck manufacturers have invested heavily in developing more advanced technology such as turbocharging and direct injection, and these technologies can improve fuel efficiency by up to 20%. Transmission. European trucks typically have more efficient transmissions than U.S. trucks. This is because they're designed to match the engine speed to the road speed more closely. Aerodynamics. European trucks are typically more aerodynamic than U.S. trucks. This is because they have a cabover design, which reduces the frontal area. And driving style. European drivers are generally more fuel efficient than U.S. drivers. This is because they are more likely to obey speed limits and avoid unnecessary braking. European trucks tend to be more fuel efficient than U.S. trucks because they have small engines, more advanced engine technologies, more efficient transmissions, and more aerodynamic designs. In addition, European drivers are generally more fuel efficient than U.S. drivers. In conclusion, the difference in power between U.S. and European trucks, with European trucks having up to 800 horsepower while U.S. trucks generally don't reach such high levels, can be attributed to various factors. European trucks are often designed for long-distance transport on winding roads and steep terrain, demanding higher horsepower for efficiency. In contrast, U.S. trucks often focus on hauling heavy loads over long straight highways, prioritizing torque over horsepower. Additionally, differing emissions regulations and fuel efficiency standards influence design. Ultimately, the divergence in truck power reflects distinct geographical and operational requirements, leading to specialized truck designs on both sides of the Atlantic. Hey, if you liked our video, please make sure you like it and share it with your friends and family. And make sure you subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching.